Hello everyone and welcome back to Canada Top to Bottom, a short piece of breaking news today. In our recent video about the return of express entry draws, we talked about how the IRCC had hinted at the possibility of starting targeted express entry draws sometime in the future, and we can confirm that this is no longer just a possibility. The IRCC confirmed this week that in early 2023 they will start these targeted draws, which means that the candidates selected through express entry draws will no longer be selected purely based on their CRS points, but can be selected due to labour market or economic needs.
This is all due to the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, which had a catastrophic effect on the labour market. Vastly reduced immigration left a lot of occupations really short of workers, leaving some areas of the country absolutely desperate for workers in certain occupations. To try and address this problem, various new programs and pathways have been created over the last few years, like targeted provincial nominee programs for certain occupations and an accelerated pathway for temporary residents to apply for permanent residents. But this is clearly not enough. The current express entry system aims to bring skilled workers into the Canadian workforce, but after the pandemic, skilled workers are no longer the only thing Canada needs. Sean Fraser has stressed that Canada now needs to bring immigrants who are trained in and qualified for in-demand occupations in order to meet these huge gaps in the labour market.
Historically, the express entry draws happened every 2 weeks, but this was pre-COVID, and as we know, a lot has changed since then. The 6th of July this year signalled the return of the express entry draws, which was very welcome news, but unfortunately also brought with it the news that you're going to need more than 500 CRS points for the foreseeable future in order to get selected. Draws used to be simply based on how many CRS points candidates in the express entry pool had. The people who had the highest points would be selected. This meant that if the IRCC decided to give out 3,000 invitations to apply for permanent residence, then the 3,000 candidates with the highest number of CRS points would be selected. Simple as that.
But seemingly not anymore. This news regarding the targeted draws is brand new legislation, which has only just been passed, known as Bill 19, and basically gives the Immigration Minister the power to choose how he selects candidates from the express entry pool. There hasn't been any more information released about these draws, only that they will definitely be happening early next year, which is understandably incredibly frustrating. We know there will be targeted draws, but as yet nobody knows who they will target, but we can tell you what our predictions are for the new draws in 2023 based on our own experience of watching the last 2 years unfold.
Even with the new changes, we assume that CRS points will still play a big part in the draws. However, Sean Fraser, the Immigration Minister, can make the decision that a particular draw can now be based on, for example, the language skills of the candidates or their level of education or their work experience. The prediction is that these targeted areas will be combined with a CRS score, and perhaps an entirely new scoring system will be created.
Although it is possible that Canada could start to invite people based on their education and academic credentials, we would predict that the most likely area to target would be by occupation. This is solely based on the shortage of critical workers across a number of occupations. According to Statistics Canada, labour challenges are impacting Canadian employers, and recruiting skilled employees is predicted to be an obstacle over the next few months. Just some of the areas where there is a huge shortage are construction, manufacturing, food and accommodation services, and healthcare.
Another area which could be targeted is language skills. Being Canada's 2 official languages, we already know that language skills in either English or French are essential for anyone wanting to immigrate here. But as part of Canada's immigration strategy, trying to attract more French-speaking immigrants to the country is a key factor. The province of Quebec is, of course, full of French speakers, but there are relatively few in the provinces outside of Quebec, and this is something the government would love to change. With this in mind, it seems possible that French language skills could be something the new draws could target.
Okay, that's all for today's news. We keep a very close eye on what's happening with Canadian immigration, so stay tuned and hit subscribe for more on the new draws as soon as new information becomes available. See you next time.